If it isn't going to turn out like you want it or had hoped for, is it even worth doing anymore? When we are creating, we are constantly judging our work. And when things aren't going as we had anticipated, abandoning the project seems like a logical solution, because why would you spend time and effort on something that's not going how you wanted it to? And I think a good reason to continue is because the best way to get better at doing something is to do the thing. So even though it might not go as you had hoped, you will still learn something about the practice, whether it be learning what works and what doesn't work and what works together with each other, all of these things. So as I create today, I am focused on learning and seeing what happens. I am focused not on creating the best work, but creating confidently and freely. This time, when the project's not going as expected, let that be a sign to try new ideas and techniques that you've been too nervous to try before. Come along with me for a soft day of writing and painting and baking. Writing is one part of my life that I tried to demand perfection from. I expected everything I wrote to be perfect and polished, and of course I could not achieve that. So I constantly procrastinated my writing. I scrapped stories before even really giving them a chance, and I never really allowed myself to share my work. It was a combination of pushing through my fears, of challenging myself to write more, and of letting myself be vulnerable in sharing my work that really led me to finally feeling somewhat confident in my writing. Now, I'm not at the level that I would love to be. I would love to be 100% confident with everything that I write, but I'm so much more confident than I used to be, and it's really, I think, a combination of all those things. Painting is another part of my life that I desperately demanded perfection from. And I expected to paint like Monet while only painting once in a blue moon. Once I realized I was never going to paint masterpieces if I paralyzed myself with the need for perfection, I began to let myself play more. And it was at that point where I started to actually paint regularly and enjoy what I painted. I always wanted to be somebody who made their own bread from scratch and cooked every meal at home. But it wasn't until recently that I actually started to try, because before I didn't feel like wasting the time and effort cooking and baking if I didn't think that it was going to turn out well or that I wasn't sure it would. And I know that's a ridiculous way to think now, because how do I expect to perfect these recipes if I never actually make the recipes? And there have been some fails, let me tell you, but I have learned so much. And going back and trying again and actually succeeding is so rewarding and worth it. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you create something wonderful today, and I will see you soon. Bye.